So I think this is like probably the third video I've made about Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Um, but it just still seems incredible to me that the biggest fight, probably potentially one of the biggest fights in boxing history, still hasn't been made. Um, and I think now they've missed a massive opportunity for the fight to have been as big as it would have been. Um, they're both older now. I think Floyd Mayweather's now 36 years old. Manny Pacquiao's 34. Unarguably, Manny Pacquiao, although he looked very, very good against Brandon Rios last time out. I think unarguably he's not quite the fighter he was 2 or 3 years ago. And what really, really annoyed me at the time is rather than making Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather fight, they kept going in other directions. Particularly Bob Arum with Manny Pacquiao kept giving him hard fights over and over and over again. Now, a top boxer can only have so many hard fights before the sort of wear and tear starts to build up. And Manny Pacquiao kept taking on these really, really big names, and he kept fighting Marquez, who's always given him problems, and he's always he's in wars with Marquez, and those kind of fights take it out of you. So I think inevitably, if he kept going through those kind of fights, and Mayweather was taking hard fights too. Inevitably one of them was eventually going to lose, and the fight wouldn't have been as big. And then Manny Pacquiao got sort of, in my opinion, robbed against Timothy Bradley, and then he got knocked out by Marquez, and now the fight's lost a lot of its shine. But Manny Pacquiao, he's come back last time out, and he's looked really, really good. I thought he looked sensational against Brandon Rios. So now in this situation where again, hopefully the fight could happen again, and I really, really hope it does. I think 2014 would be a good time for it to happen. I don't even mind if they want to put Pacquiao in with someone like Timothy Bradley first. They're talking about sort of April or May time, to get him another win over a really, really big name, and to get because of the Marquez loss. I think having one win against Rios, it's great that he came back with a win, but it would be nice for him to have a world class win against a really sort of top world class opponent. And Timothy Bradley could potentially offer him that. I don't think it'd be that hard a fight. I thought he beat Bradley fairly easily last time. He just didn't get the decision. So I don't even mind if they want to do that. And maybe if Floyd does want to fight Amir Khan, I think that would be a good fight. I think despite what everyone's saying, I think Amir Khan's speed would give Floyd Mayweather trouble. So that would potentially be a good fight. So if they want to do that and then fight in September, that's fine, as long as the fight actually happens. What really would annoy me is if they have two fights, both of them in 2014, but they don't fight each other. I think it's so important that this fight happens. It makes boxing look like a joke when you've got the two, the best pound for pound fighters in the world. They're in and around the same weight division and they're not fighting each other. That's absolutely crazy. It's like, say, Barcelona and Manchester United saying, we're not going to do the Champions League final this year because we couldn't agree the pay-per-view. It's a crazy situation. It looks terrible for boxing. I really, really think this fight needs to happen, and I really, really hope it does. So here's hoping for 2014.